warming up in different directions using lateral squatting to get used to just different muscles that maybe not addressed in just a traditional squat. So warming up with mobility helps me, especially with my hips. Going really deep into my squat and trying to get the biggest stretch I can, getting for depth. However, this bar is crushing my traps. I'm not sure how the fuck to fix that, but I'm chipping away on each set, work to failure. I'm actually able to get the full range of motion without any pain in my hip. This time I'm going rear foot on the ground, or front foot on the ground, not elevated over the knee. And feeling good doing the sets. Legs and my back are pretty fatigued.
Purchase beats with no flags. DavidSonyaBeats.com. Purchase Purchase beats with no tags. Purchase beats with no tags.
Alright, post-workout, got a good leg work in, good session. I'm fucking exhausted, so I'm gonna recover hard with a nice meal with my boy here, Aaron. Gonna be making a whole fucking feast of some chicken, not only just some regular chicken. It's snowy out, grill is covered with fucking snow, so I'm gonna be using the air fryer. Gonna be making some special chicken with some Rayos and Greek yogurt sauce. Come out to be like a nice buttery taste. In addition, boy bought the goods. We'll have a bite of some bison. Be making some rice, not some regular old rice. Just some bone broth rice, brings out a nice flavor. So with that, I'm just gonna get started. Also, post-workout, always wanna make sure I'm getting proper carb replenishment. So I store my glycogen stores. So I'll be having a shit ton of fruit on the side. So first, just gonna make some chicken. We got some fucking Murph in the background. Vibes are high. Show my bowl here. Mixing a couple chicken breasts. These are pretty thick, so they're gonna take a while to cook. And we'll make 2 of these packs, so we have some left over. And let's have a lot of protein on this meal, but more importantly, the carbs. Alright. So now, we got Rayos sauce. Let me cover my hand. A special sauce. Pour some Rayos in. A huge fan of Rayos. Brings out some great flavor in the chicken, and even better when you pair it with some Greek yogurt. Comes out to be like a vodka sauce almost. It's more like a thicker chicken with like an Italian / butter chicken taste. So while the Rayos has a lot of seasonings in it, we still want to flavor a little bit more of the chicken. And I'll just do that with a simple salt and pepper seasoning. Salt the bitch up. little bit of pepper. So there's our marinade. I'm just gonna mix that shit. Get your hand dirty. And it'll come out to like a creamy orange sauce. And it's thick. And I like these on the air fryer because you actually get to keep a lot of the flavor and it retains in the chicken rather than if you grill it like I did last time. It kind of just disappeared. So I'm excited to see how this comes out in the air fryer. Chicken, I like in the air fryer. So I'm not gonna waste any time with just keeping these laid out. I wanna cook these as soon as possible given they're pretty thick. So I'm gonna stick these in the air fryer. All right, so it's ready to be put into the air fryer. First, I wanna lay some parchment paper on the basket. Just lay it out. And I'm pretty sure I could fit all the breasts on. And we'll stick these in for probably at least 10 minutes each side. It might take a little bit to get to the internal temperature that we desire. But for temperature, excuse me, I'll go 400 for, start with 20 minutes, flip halfway, and then we'll reassess as we see that chicken cook. All right, we'll start the rice. Pretty easy. All you need is just some liquid. I'm a huge fan of the broth. I think it just comes out with a nicer flavor, and that's just how I've been rolling with rice these days. So take your measuring cup, and it's gonna be twice the amount of liquid to the amount of rice you have. So I will probably go with, I'll go with we'll go with 3 cups, because since we want to make like 1.5 cups of dry rice, have a lot for me and my boy. And here we are. Let's see if we can get to 4 actually, so we just have a lot of fucking rice left over if you like. So this whole thing will be 4 cups. Some great collagen in this broth, extra protein. Now we'll start with just warming this broth up. High heat, let that thing boil, and then we'll throw in our rice. Here we got jasmine white rice. I like the jasmine flavor. It comes out, I don't know, I just like this type of rice. So it's got 1.5 cups of jasmine. Just keep it on the side for now, and let this pan boil up. So the chicken will take a minute, waiting for all that. At this point, I think we can make some bison if we want to have some, just to try a little bit of his bison. Okay, bison is a pretty lean meat. It's a gamey meat. It's much different than just regular beef burger meat. So you can expect it to be a little bit stickier on the pan than usual. If we're gonna be making burger style, just make sure I have enough olive oil on the pan. I'm not grilling these. So got about a pound of bison beef here. We're a huge fan of bison. We like these gamey meats. We'll try them sometimes, have like an elk day where we'll go out to like a local, like this place called Fossil Farms, where they have like all these different types of meats, like elk, kangaroo, just really exotic meats that you don't usually see in like a traditional grocery market. And we'll just play around with it, just cook it, grill it, just for that like primal cuisine feeling, I guess. I don't know where the hell I got elk from. Alright, So now these are into like balls. I've just formed into balls before I actually flatten them out into like mini slider patties. So I'm just softly patting these down, and we'll have these little bison burgers. Okay. Now we want to season them just a little bit. You don't need to go crazy on the bison burger. I think it tastes fantastic as it is. Still, just salt and pepper. Nothing fancy, but both sides. Get that rice into the boiling pot of bone broth. So at this point, we want to turn this heat to simmer. Pour the rice in. Give it a little stir. And then you want to cover that thing up. Let it sit on that simmer heat for 15-20 minutes. Stir it a little bit over time, check it over time, and then you'll know the right texture once you see it form into the rice you want. So, got the rice on the pot. Chicken is almost ready to be flipped. So at this point, just want to work on these bison burgers. Warm up the pan first. Extra virgin's about done. Extra virgin in the pan. Don't want to cook them too much. When I think about what type of meat I'm eating, I think the bison burger will probably go well with its rare form, the internal temperature being a little bit on the rare side. So we get all the flavors that we want in that gaminess. Don't want to just torch it. It's just kind of a waste of the meat in my opinion. So same deal with the pot. I think I'm gonna make some eggs as well. So we'll keep the same cast iron and have those leftover juices sit in that pan when we cook our eggs as well. Take a glance at it and flip it on its other side. Yeah. Longer, take a little bit longer than 10 minutes each side, given they're pretty thick breasts. In hindsight, I guess I could have pounded the chicken a little bit, but we don't have that much room in the air fryer to take up more space. I guess you could have just cooked it in batches, but that's just not what we're doing today. So I'll start the bison burgers on the pan. Just going right on. And we'll probably go 3, tops 4 minutes each side.
That shit smells good.
Yeah, holy fuck. Bison, I have not had it in a minute.
Have you been cooking your stuff rare recently?
Rare? Yeah.
I'm not used to the medium. I feel like.
Oh, I like it on the less cooked side, definitely.
I feel before though, a few months ago.
More cooked.
Yeah.
I would eat raw, not raw, but rare fucking burgers.
Really?
Grass fed. I'm fine with eating that as raw as possible because I think that quality of meat, you can just eat it like that. This too, you don't have to worry about getting sick or anything. It's just so good. When it's this juicier.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this movement is with eating the raw chicken. I've seen it. This is a trend where people are taking raw chicken breasts and just eating it like it's a fucking steak.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that method, or at least I haven't got to that level of, feeling like there's no risk involved. I think number one food poisoning cause in restaurants is probably undercooked chicken. So I take that shit seriously, but in terms of the meat,
I'll eat raw, you know, beef burgers sometimes, or just rare steaks. No problem for me. Eggs, I mean, similar deal with eggs. It's like poultry and like eggs, you kind of want to cook through, at least the white of the egg. Like I'll eat, you know, less cooked egg yolks because that's the most nutritious part that you don't need to cook through. It's just, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So about to flip these burgers, but before I do, just want to, I see like some foaming on the rice pot, so I just want to check in, stir it a little bit, make sure nothing gets too pumped up, and just let it do its thing.
Can you explain like why you use cast iron?
Tell I'm using a metal spatula. I'm using a cast iron skillet. Everything else here is steel or just metal made. No plastics involved in my cooking ware, just to reduce the amount of microplastics that I'm exposed to. It's a real thing, probably the #1 endocrine disruptor that happens within our body that unfortunately we don't really have too much control over, but for the things I can control, like my cooking ware, I will try to just use metal and wood if possible. Microplastics, #1 thing is probably just the water bottles. It's hard to avoid. I still drink plastic, out of plastic, but I mean, there are ways to like detox it, I guess, which can come in handy with forms of like sauna, just like those ways of like sweating and creating new cells through like fasting as well. Just like some methods I try to use to mitigate the amount of microplastics in my body. Try a little fucking taste test here. Rice is not fully absorbed by the broth yet. Let it sit in the pot for a little bit longer so it gets that full absorption. Burger's almost done. We got them just sitting on low heat so that cheese on top of it melts. I think they're about ready. Take it off the heat. Chicken. Let's check it. Trying to achieve that 165 internal temp. But I like the consistency of the rice. It is a little bit gummier, but that doesn't mean we can't just drain out the water in it. So I'm gonna take it off the heat. Just let it sit with the lid off. Just let it rest. And I want to keep using this cast iron because we're not done with it. Take the burgers off so we can make some eggs. Got a little pinkness in the, you can't fucking see it, but point is, good temp on the inside, a nice like medium-ish, you know. I think you gotta leave it slightly undercooked with the bison so you get all that gamey flavor, and make some eggs in this cast iron, and then finish the rest of this meal. We're eating a lot of fucking meat, so I'm not gonna make too much more eggs. Just want to throw some butter in the pan. Pan should already be pretty hot. And maybe we'll pick up some more of those bison juices left over in the cast iron. Said like this marinade will just sit in this chicken if you're air frying it rather than grilling it, because it just sits in that air fryer. You're not, you know, burning it off pretty easily with high temperatures in the grill. It's Rayo's and like Greek yogurt, so it's like it tastes like a vodka sauce.
Shout out Better Meat Nation.
Shout out. Give it a try. It's not. Is this salted? Slightly salted. I'm gonna add a little more seasoning. It's a little gummier, but the flavor's there, and I think it'll still pair well with the chicken. So I'm gonna just plate this. All right, meal's not complete yet. Just wanna get some post-workout replenishment with some carbs. The honey on top of the banana. Get some extra fruit in there, and I'm ready to plate it. I'll show you my outcome. All right, final taste test of this concoction of meat and fruit, or not fruit, just meat, eggs, chicken, and some rice. Something I've never tried before. Put a lot of things together, but the point is, it's about the flavor, it's about how it tastes, whether we like it and want to keep implementing it into our staples for our diet each week. So let's taste. Fuck yeah, the bison came out great off that just rare internal temperature. It's a little bit of melted cheese on top, and you get a nice gamey taste. Just want to get the chicken on its own for a second. Yeah, it's different. You don't put tomato sauce with bison and all this shit, but like the chicken on its own with the Raos and the Greek yogurt on top, I've just been a fan for at least however long I started that recipe. Yeah, it was a simple meal. Didn't take too long to make. Just a post-workout thing. And yeah, with that, just trying to be a better me. And with that, better fitness, better health, better you.